So imagine waking up on a day it's your first time being home by yourself ever. And you decide to get up and go take a shower because you have softball practice later and you gotta get ready for the day, you know? You go through the motions of taking a shower. You get your hair wet, you shampoo your hair, you wash it out, and you put conditioner in your hair. You go to wash it out. You put your hand through your hair, and it feels weird. And next thing you know, both your hands are filled with your hair. Panic immediately sets in because you're 13 years old and you're losing your hand literally by the handfuls. And so you exit the shower and you're like, what the heck's going on? You call your dad also freaks out, drives 2 hours from Detroit, comes and picks you up, and next thing you know, you're at the hospital. And they can't tell you what's wrong yet because they have to wait for a blood test to come back. Only 2 days later, you find out about something called alopecia. What the heck is that? Well, as somebody who's been suffering from it for the past 8 years of their life, I'm here to tell you that it's a widely debated autoimmune disorder. There's 3 main types of alopecia autoimmune deficiencies, and I'm here to explain it to you and explain the common debates over it as well as some of the symptoms. So the biggest thing is the one asked, what is alopecia? Well, alopecia is a type of autoimmune deficiency that specifically attacks the hair. Autoimmune deficiencies are categorized as diseases that attack healthy tissue when they mistake them for things like viruses and bacteria. And so a really common symptom of alopecia is actually hair loss, obviously. So it attacks the hair follicles thinking it's something foreign. But it also affects your nails. It makes your nails pit and also makes your nails break rather easily. And it can also cause your hair growth to be really weird. So an example for me personally, it takes me about 6 weeks to grow hair on my legs, which is awesome. And according to National Alopecia Areata Foundation, NAF, there are 3 main categories of alopecia. The one that I personally have is called alopecia areata. It is categorized as patchy hair loss that is about coin-sized all over the body. Then there is also alopecia totalis, which a very famous American Next Top model worked her stuff on stage a couple years ago with. It's the complete hair loss of the face and head. Her eyebrows are actually microbladed on. And then lastly, there's alopecia universalis, all complete hair loss all over the body with no hair growth. So this is the more rare type, and it doesn't, like, you don't have anything, you smooth as can be, okay? And it's very debated on what degree. It's hard to tell somebody because if you're like me, I have like really large hair loss patches typically. And so some of my doctors debate whether I actually have alopecia areata or alopecia totalis. So there's 3 really distinct kinds of alopecia, but the biggest question is like, why don't people know more about it? Well, the biggest reason is it only affects about 4.5% of the population, and that's according to NAF as well. It is really disputed on what causes it. It also tends to be linked up with other diseases like lupus and oftentimes celiac disease as well. Typically, autoimmune disorders that affect other parts of the body that affects nutrition that also affects your like hair and nails as well. So a cause for alopecia is called a trigger. And so for my personal triggers, there are like nutrition, like if I don't eat enough, my hair can fall out. If I get too stressed out, my hair will fall out. Or if I get sick, it's inevitable for my hair to fall out if I get sick. For other people, they can be external things where it's just like if they get stressed out, their hair will fall out like that. And sometimes it's random, you get stressed out and your hair doesn't fall out. Or you can get sick and your hair falls out. Or sunburn, I know some people that get sunburn and their hair falls out. And that's according to the Medical Journal of Encyclopedias as well. And there's also a heredity link to it. Some people who have parents that have alopecia, they will also get alopecia, but it's not always common in the gene pool. Like for example, for me, none of my family members have alopecia, but I do. It's a really weird disease, but it's not contagious, which is great. And it's also not deadly. It's just something you kind of deal with and it's really annoying. But thankfully, since there's more awareness about alopecia, like the girl I showed from American Next Top Model, it's bringing awareness, so there's more research being done about the issue. And I really hope you guys learned about alopecia today. Thank you.